And we can't hear, I hate the police, because all those homicide detectives, they speak for the dead. You have to have them, or else there will be no justice. I say, let's hold the mayor, city council, police chief, and every officer accountable for the crime that's committed and come up with a way to fix it.
Frank, candid and straight to the point. This is The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, sponsored by Concordia University on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
All I want are the books made correct. I think historically, Black people need to be made whole. If you're not going to pay us reparations, if you're not going to give us the money that you owe us based on what was taken from us and our families, the least you can do is get the history right.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you taking my call. You continue doing your work, man. I appreciate you. I listen to you every day.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, I'm a little perplexed. So I read something on LinkedIn that I'm not going to say who I got it from, and I'm not going to say who wrote it. And they wrote some facts about Milwaukee to consider and went through this thing and then wrote about Cavalier Johnson. By the way, congratulations to Cavalier Johnson on winning the mayoral election, the first Black mayor elected, because the first Black mayor is Marvin Pratt. I don't care what y'all say. The first Black mayor elected in Milwaukee. And stop saying and taking every time somebody says something that you disagree with as a smash on Cavalier Johnson. People have a right to their opinion, and that's just that. So, but I was reading this, and they went on a litany of facts about Milwaukee, that it's one of the most racially segregated cities in America. We went from being the most segregated to one of the most segregated cities. When we really think about it, all cities, major cities, are segregated. 53206 zip code has the highest incarceration rate of Black men in the country. What does that mean? Does that mean that they commit more crimes and so they go to jail? Is there something going on in 53206 that's causing that? That's just pulling people out of their houses and making them commit crimes? I know I'm being a little facetious, but that's what I'm saying. Milwaukee has the most Black students in the state and is the biggest contributor to Wisconsin having a high Black and white achievement gap. Why are you comparing yourself to white people? They're not going to do anything about the achievement gap. Let us do something about the achievement gap. Milwaukee has the second lowest Black ownership rate among the largest metropolitan areas. So how do we do that? How do we change that? Well, one way to change it is to make sure the kids that we have issues with going to school at the jacked up MPS actually are educated so they can get jobs that are higher than low paying customer service jobs so they can buy a house. Only 2/3 of Black males are gainfully employed. Again, education. For all you folks that poo-poo college education, that's how you make more money in the long run. There's a big disparity when it comes to Blacks in management positions. You have to apply, you have to get through school, you have to graduate from college to get to the management position. If you can't get the management position, start your own business, blankety blank them, fill in whatever word you want, forget about them, and be in management. The health outcomes for Blacks in Milwaukee rank low in every major health indicator. Correct. So here's what we do. Start telling people to stop eating garbage. And notice I said people. I didn't say Black people. I didn't say white people. Tell everybody, stop eating junk food. Stop eating sweets. Eat right. Right? Stop eating all the fried foods. Gaining weight. Work out. You can pretty much eat what you want if you just work out. Right? Let's do that. I share statistics to highlight the importance of why the election of Cavalier Johnson as Milwaukee's mayor is so significant. In the 170 plus year history of Milwaukee, he is the first Black person to be elected mayor. He was born and raised in Milwaukee. He has the lived experience of many facts I shared above. He persevered and moved past the negative stereotype that could have been the predicted path for him. He instead worked up to being the chief executive officer for the city of Milwaukee. And that's a phenomenal feat. Those are my words. As someone who was also born and raised in Milwaukee, last night made me proud of my city. I'm hopeful that Mayor Johnson can unite the city and move us forward, especially our Black and brown communities. Now, answer my question, 833-212-1017. Did that statement just negate everything? Is he supposed to be the mayor of the city? Or is he the mayor, hashtag, for Black and brown community? Because if we're going to overcome all this, and if we're going to unite the city, we have to unite the city. Not unite the city, but lean towards Black and white people, Black and brown people, but actually unite the city for everybody. And so how do we do that? We have to actually do that. Now, I understand the argument that he doesn't really resonate in the Black community. So we can be proud of him, but then we need to see some accomplishment because we haven't seen anything to date. It's not by accident we haven't had any Black peers of his in the Common Council support him. Is there time to change? Is this the time to change? Because if we got to come up with something, we got to do it for everybody. You can't just enforce the law on the north side. You got to enforce the law on the south side too. Whatever you do with the police on the north side, you got to do it on the south side too. Whatever you arrest people for on the north side, you got to arrest people on the south side too. Criminals are criminals. Good people are good people. So I hope Mayor Cavalier Johnson is the mayor for the whole city. The Black community is hurting. The brown community is hurting. And in many instances, the white community is hurting as well. But being in the most racially segregated city in America, we can't change. Black people like to live with Black people. White people like to live with white people. Those that can afford it go back and forth. But as long as we watch and make sure the laws don't make Black people have to live in their own community, that people selling houses are doing it ethically and morally and legally, that we can stop the 53206 zip code as having the highest incarceration rate. Take your butt to school, graduate from high school, get a job, graduate from high school, go to college. Most Black students in the state, biggest contributor to the state having a high Black and white achievement gap. Again, go to school. Make sure kids go to school, and that takes parents. Black community has a high poverty rate. Start your own business. Is it that simple? Of course not. These are just suggestions. Second lowest Black home ownership rate, make it cheaper to buy a house. If you want to put money towards reparations, give people things they need. Investments, right? Entrepreneurship, owning a business, and real estate. Those are the three keys. Those are the three legs on the stool. Start with the city if you're going to actually find money. Don't get me started about Ukraine, $10 billion to Ukraine. Think of the 10 cities you could have given $1 billion to, and their problems would have been over. But I digress. Gainfully employed Black males, only 2/3. Again, education. Big disparity when it comes to management positions. Nothing we can do about it. We don't own the company. Start your own. Health outcomes, work out every day. But then again, you get the picture, right? All these things, all these issues are not something that the mayor alone can change. It's going to take you. Sorry about that. It's going to take you. Because when you look in the mirror and you see your common council member, your state legislator, your governor, your county executive, your common council president, who knows who that'll be, and your mayor, it comes down to one thing. There is only one person in this entire equation that can change the city of Milwaukee. You know what that is?